Why can't traders walk away after hitting take profit? What's really happening?
Yeah, I mean, greed is definitely something which holds us back in trading, because we have that vision of making money. Maybe we have some goals to hit. We have challenges to pass. We have funded accounts to hit payouts within like 14 days or 5 winning days. So all of these rules and expectations, and that's the keyword, expectations, is really what's happening. If we set expectation to make that certain amount of money in a week, in a month, in a year, if we have the expectations to hit that payout we want in all of these payout windows, then greed's crippling in. Or you're just experiencing a winning streak and not having really a system that allows you to see, okay, how long is a winning streak going on for me, and when is actually a losing streak coming. So you don't have data. Most of people, they don't have data. They don't look at their um, you know traits history or proven edge, what it's actually containing. And if you know that, after five, what is your longest winning streak? If you have in your data stating that, okay, five, six, seven trades is a normal winning streak for you, but you're like over that, or maybe you're at 10, let's say it is, just for an example, that you can stop yourself just by looking at your data. That's what I'm saying here. Greed is always coming, and you need to handle that. Same as the fear, but in that case of always hitting the TP and then continuing to trade, even though you could just lock yourself out, take the profit, and come back the next day with a calm, fresh mind, most people are chasing an expectation, a goal they have. And that's why I don't set goals for myself, because they would just, you know, meet my expectation, or they will not meet my expectation, and that will create some psychological hurdles. So don't have expectation, don't set goals. You can make in 1 month 5k, you can make in another month 20k, but if you put that limit, then you will limit yourself.
Why is scaling funded accounts the only path to actual freedom?
Well, scaling accounts and funded accounts is probably the only way for traders who are undercapitalized, because the biggest problems we have as somebody who's in the 9 to 5, lives from paycheck to paycheck, or just started trading and has not big funds to trade with. Using funded accounts, if you acquire that skill, have a system, and developed yourself enough, it's the best opportunity right now, because you're getting actually bigger accounts, bigger money to trade with than you actually would have with your own capital. And also you're reducing your risk by using other people's money, right? So if you're good enough in trading and you have, let's say, over 1 million in funded capital, making 1, 2, 3% a month is not that difficult. It's very conservative actually. And at this amount of capital, that would be 10, 20, 30k. Most people would be very comfortable living with that money, and they actually think that is their goal. So um, yeah, you can probably do it with a live account. It's not impossible, but if you have that skill, why not using the funded accounts? And especially for those traders who are starting out, don't have that amount of capital to really get the 10, 20, 30k a month, I think that's the only way nowadays to really get there.
What would you tell a trader who's failed 10, 20, or 30 challenges?
Man, if you're there, I know where you're coming from, because I've been there. I've blown many challenges in the beginning, and I would say you need to take a step back. You need to work on your edge. You need to work on your psychology before you keep losing, losing, losing. Because if you're not changing anything, that will just go on and on and on and on, and you will just lose and create more scar tissue, because your psychology will just getting more damaged by doing the same stuff, same mistakes, and eventually you might quit and just take that big L, but not realizing what you actually do wrong and could do better. And I get it, this is very lonely, you're alone, you maybe have no guidance, no mentor, but in that case I would really questioning your edge, your psychology, your systems. If you have none of that, then you need to acquire that, build that. If you don't know how to do it, look for a mentor. Speed up that process. Instead of investing more in challenges, I would just get a mentor who teaches me that, and then focusing on leveling up from there. Not really investing more into new accounts, challenges, losing more. Just take a step back, take a breather, and look what are you doing wrong here.
Why does isolation destroy traders and what should they do instead?
Yeah, so isolation is very common for us traders because really most of our environment doesn't understand trading. They don't believe in it. They think it's gambling. They don't know what the real, you know, industry looks like. They only see ads here, a bit of pieces over there, but that keeps us like very alone, very private, and doing it by ourselves, which is probably definitely better than talking to people who have no clue about it, because you don't really want to hear their expectations or their opinions about it. But the loneliness will get you there, that you will go into the market and fix that lonely chapter, that you don't hang out with friends, you're just locked in your chart, and you're looking for dopamine hits and good feelings, good feel moments in the market, which holds you back, because the market doesn't care about your feelings, what you think, if you're lonely, if you whatever. Like, but your emotions will just drive you to doing stupid stuff at the end, taking trades you shouldn't take, and fixing your emotional state by seeking a win in the market. And that's what I see a lot of traders, and certainly myself, where I just been at home and trying to trade and you know getting better, making progress. But as we all know, less is more in that game, and it's probably more outside of trading than being in a trade. So yeah, you better be aware of it, that you might seek for good moments in the market, but at the end you experience the opposite. So keep it. Just know that you maybe just look for that feeling instead of actually the process, your plan, your edge playing out right now. If you're aware of that, you can probably catch yourself more than not, that actually, okay, is here something playing out or not? You need to really be reflective of it and very observative about yourself.
What's the hardest truth every trader must accept before they ever succeed?
Yeah, the hardest truth is probably, I would say, that you need to accept losing in a game, because losing is a part of the game. You can't be that, ambitious, driven guy who only wants to win. That will hold you back a lot. And losing in a game doesn't mean that you are a loser, because losing has nothing to do with your identity. It has to do with your trade plan, right? We don't have 100% win rate. Even if you have a good 70, 80% win rate, there's still 30 to 20% which is probable to be a loser, and there can be even 2, 3 trades, right? And then the next 7 trades in a row could be the winner, but you can't get caught up and lost in those 1, 2, 3 trades of losing. And yeah, that is a big thing which held me back as well, because I wanted to really finish that day every time on the green, and I couldn't accept having a red day, and that either mean I have a green day or I lose the account, because I would just press the button until I would get actually to green. So think about that. You're not a loser. You're just losing is part of the game. and you need to accept that. It's better you accepting it, or accepting that you have to take the losers, that quicker you will be successful in trading. And saying that, guys, that is it for today. Couple of questions came up from you guys, from my community, so I wanted to answer them, and they're very common. I've been dealing with them. It's still crippling every time, and I just getting to know myself even better. So every time I have one of these urges, feelings, losses, whatever it is, it's still coming, right? As a consistent, profitable trader, but you will handle it better. It's same as in life. The pressure will always come, but you will grow as a person handling that pressure better. And that is the key point here. Even if you're in for 10, 20 years, you will have that tilt moment, right? You will have that revenge trading moment. But we can't remove that. We are humans, we have emotions, they will come. You're just getting better at letting them in and letting them go, and observing that in between. What is it doing, these emotions, with your behavior? And if you can detach yourself from that emotion you're thinking right now, and you're seeing, observing yourself in the moment, and you can flip the switch, that is ultimate self-mastery. And if you really want to become successful in trading, then you're getting closer and closer to self-mastery. And that is the beauty on trading, because who doesn't want to be the master of their own kingdom, of their own reality? As closer you get to there, as more you see the profits, the success, and the winning in trading. So with that being said, guys, I hope that little video gave you a little bit of a perspective today, how to handle trading the real way. Until I talk to you next time, see ya.